For them to let him stay in that room and enjoy the rest of the show and accept his award, I was like, how gross is this? This is just the wrong message, you know? Like, you assault somebody, you get escorted out the building, and that's it, you know? But for them to let him continue, I thought it was gross.
Wow, that is Wanda Sykes, one of the three hosts of the Oscars, which was pretty much a bunch of movies that you probably didn't see because those artsy movies are not the big box office ones. The ones that evidently in the movie business, it's all about the cartoons, doing the Spider-Mans and all those, the Batmans, those ones that get the big box office. So just when you thought it was okay to go to bed around 11:15, we found the famous slap heard around the world. Now we find out that Will Smith, after he hit Chris Rock, was asked to leave. He said no. How unbelievable is that? Julie Banderas is here. You see her all over the channel. You'll see her today at noon. Julie, you said to me before this started,
right.
Great to see you.
Good to see you.
You said, I love this story.
Oh, God, I love this story. First of all, I mean, the fact that he wasn't kicked out, forced out. I mean, if you get in a bar fight, okay, there's a bouncer there
You're
ready
gone.
to drag your butt
Even
out
if
of
you're
there.
famous.
You're at the freaking Oscars that's being televised internationally, and you're not being told to leave. You don't have a choice when you bring violence on another person. That's an illegal act, first of all.
But he's about to win Best Actor.
Oh, my God. I know. And then he didn't even address it, which makes it worse, which then also, you know, further proves the point that his apology was a bunch of BS.
Next day on Instagram.
Next day on Instagram, he apologizes publicly to Chris Rock. He should have apologized on that stage. Not that that would have been much better, but at least it would have been a start. He shouldn't have been on the stage, period.
But, I mean, how do you say no when security goes over? Because you're Will Smith, right?
Exactly, because you're Will Smith.
So it was so cool. I think Ricky Gervais says he looked at Twitter and he was trending. He's like, what am I doing? He's in England. And they came up to him because
he's so funny.
He's the ultimate insult comic where he got personal with everybody. But you don't usually make fun of somebody's hair if they have a disease.
Right.
My sense is Chris Rock did not know.
I don't think he knew.
And he said he didn't know. But everyone's like, how could you not know? Because I don't know. I don't follow her career. So they went to Ricky Gervais and he said, what would happen? He goes, it never would have happened to me. He goes, why? He goes, I wouldn't have made fun of her hair. I would have made fun of her boyfriend, who's 22 years old, and the friend of her son's. That's a better joke and more Ricky Gervais-esque.
And it's actually
you can't
out
punch
there.
him for that.
And it's out there. So you can't even get mad about it because she herself and he have admitted to the fact that they have an open relationship. So
Is that, by the way,
it's
could
out
that
there.
ever work?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, how could that
I've never
ever work?
tried it. I actually should try. I'm going to try it, and then I'll get back to you next time I'm here, and I'll let you know how that
Julie,
works
would help
out.
the show.
I would. Listen, Brian, I'll do anything.
If you could help my radio show that way.
I will absolutely do anything. I'm going to try it. How many people do I need to date before I come back on the show?
To make it effective?
Yeah. Like
Something that Gallup would accept?
I need to do a real scientific poll, like an AP poll, maybe a Fox News poll.
What I would need is cooperation from other people. Here's why.
Okay.
Because
so
I
it
can't
has to
just
be
say
consensual? Oh, Jesus. You didn't say that.
What I'm trying to think of, that's a good point, too. It should be consensual.
Oh, okay.
The other thing is we have to get couples to agree to this, and it's got to be couples that I don't know.
Okay.
Because it would be awkward for me.
Okay.
Because if you're going to do a survey, whether it's dentist or whether it's a politician,
right,
you need more than just the Julie Banderas marriage, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Right.
You're right.
So this is, it's an open relationship. Why they think it'll work is beyond me. I mean, I know that's Hollywood-centric, but the kids seem pretty wacky, too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel so sorry for their children. I think the whole thing is terrible. I think Will Smith has got to be punished somehow by the Oscars. I mean, they've got to.
They can't take it away.
No. But they're going to punish him.
5 years ineligible?
Maybe, yeah. Like suspend him so that he's ineligible to be awarded for an award show that is just so grand. And it also just put a shadow on everybody else the whole night. There were so many beautiful moments, Liza Minnelli, that whole thing, and he ruined it for a lot of different actors.
Liza Minnelli, now I heard people talking about this. Was it awkward? Is she really not? Not too steady?
I question why they put her up there. To be honest,
Right.
I mean, it made me uncomfortable. It made me feel sorry for her. I thought Lady Gaga is a sweetheart the way that she handled it, but I just was so uncomfortable for her. Let me put it this way: if that was my mother or my grandmother, I would have been mad at the Academy for putting her on the stage and putting her in that sort of spotlight.
Right, and plus, would your grandmother ever introduce a category at the Oscars?
No. So yeah, and we've never been invited to the Oscars. The entire Banderas
which
family,
is a shame.
Which I actually am a bit.
And that is also not right.
No.
Here's Chris Rock last night in Boston. I think some people were saying that his tickets to a normal comedy club night. So listen to what he said. This is how he addressed it. He's wearing an all-white suit. You saw him walk in with his hat down. And evidently, people said he was funny, but he could tell he was still shaken up. Cut 19.
I don't have like a bunch of about what happened. So if you came to hear that, I had like a whole show I wrote before this weekend. And I'm still kind of processing what happened. Like at some point, I'll talk about that.
So how do you handle that? I mean, he's not a even though he's one of the top 5 comics in the country, he's not a mainstream Bob Saget like, who sadly passed away, where he's a mainstream comic. So how do you maintain that cool? At the same time, your story is going to be worth a lot. I mean, it's Oprah. It's
listen. I mean,
is it Oprah? You call
he doesn't have Will Smith money, but he's a popular comedian. I mean, I know him personally. Actually, he used to play at, and he still does perform at the Comedy Cellar, and I'm really good friends with the owner there. So he's a good guy. He has a lot of mean comedy, but that is kind of part of the roasting of
Right.
it. I don't necessarily love roasting. I like to roast, but not going for the gut. Sometimes they go a little too far. But I mean, I think this is great for his career. His tickets used to sell for around $150 to $200. Some of these tickets were selling for over $900. So his star is rising. So I think he should send Will Smith a thank you note, quite frankly.
Right. So here, I actually, evidently behind the scenes, he
Or
said
like flowers, dead flowers.
He had some good lines, I guess, behind the scenes. He said, Muhammad Ali just punched me and I don't have a scratch.
Yep, I saw that.
So that was good. And then we heard the erroneous report that P. Diddy said they were at the party and they made up. That's not true. They never spoke. By the way, would you go to a party after you get hit on international television?
Jesus, I don't know.
What about Will Smith dancing on that?
And by the way, did you see some of the behind the scenes? When he told the joke, Will Smith was cracking up. It wasn't until Jada rolled her eyes that he reacted. So that was interesting. He didn't really get mad until he saw that his wife didn't take it well.
Right. Well, Christy Alley says this. I don't usually voice complaints about Hollywood because it's been very good to me, but after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock in front of the world and then got a standing ovation for the award, I was disgusted beyond words. Get your blank together, Hollywood. Violence is not an option. You know who said that? Jim Carrey said that.
Oh, I love what Jim Carrey said.
You think he was
He
right?
says I'd sue him for $200 million. I mean, I don't know about a lawsuit, but I think he should have pressed charges. I don't know.
Well, do you think this is bigger than when Kanye West interrupted Taylor Swift?
Oh, yes. And I hate Kanye West. I just want to put that on the record. I can't stand him. But this isn't about him. This is about this. I think that this is a much bigger deal. I mean, what Kanye did was disgusting, but what Will Smith did is illegal. I mean, there's a big difference.
Well, a couple of things, too, is that now Chris Rock is going to sit down and he's going to talk to somebody. But I think it's kind of cool that he didn't just make a statement, doesn't bother me, whatever. I also think it's pretty amazing, although I heard the whole thing, he wasn't too cool afterwards. He was trying to get his composure
back. He was
back.
really shaken up.
He was, but he continued.
Yeah.
He continued.
Well, he had to. He had no choice.
Right. Well, he could say, guys, you straighten this out. I'm out of here. And for the East Coast fee, which we got, they could have edited that out.
I would have insisted that Will Smith get dragged out of that stadium or out of that theater before I return to the stage.
But what is better, what you just said, or what he did? I mean, if he said, listen, I'm not going to do this. You get out. I don't want this guy here anymore. Then all of a sudden it's who likes Will Smith and who likes Chris Rock. But he sits up there, he says it was a joke, and then he keeps cursing. I think it's good I think what Chris Rock did was right. I think what he did was good because he's gaining more sympathy. I think he is a lot of people were upset with him because he went after Jada and her hair issue, but he obviously didn't, I don't think, know about her health issues. I think everyone's siding mostly on Chris. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.